Hey, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to some more Cold War game on the channel. I like this game a lot, so I wanted to come back and try out some of the American missions, one which includes the Green Berets, which should be pretty cool. It is now, let's see, 1978, September 22nd, in this real-time strategy game that's available now on Steam. It was offline for a bit, but now it's back, and we're going to take control of the U.S. Army and see how things go as we lead our troops to victory. If you guys want to see more RTS games here on the channel, it is absolutely imperative that you smash the like button. Seems like just interest in RTSs all around are just kind of starting to dwindle, especially those that take place in the modern setting. So do show some love and get this game if you're interested. At least add it to your wish list and see if you'd like it. Multiplayer coming soon. Single player, of course, already available. Destroy important targets. Move your recon squad to the edge of the forest and find enemy positions and destroy them with artillery from the 39th Field Artillery Regiment. All right, roger that. Let's go ahead and get started then, and let's move our troops. Okay, we can go ahead and move infantry this way. So the enemy's artillery is probably not on that marker if I know anything about video games. We're going to go ahead and try going up this way and see how close we can get. Also, let's tell our boys to not fire at anything. Right now, the 7 U.S. Green Berets are moving through this forest somewhere in Germany. Soviet forces have already started their invasion, so we're battling with them. And it looks like a really nicely detailed map. I like these maps a lot different than Wargame Red Dragon or European Escalation. Obviously, heavily influenced by that, and I think I like that a lot because I really honestly think there's other games out there that look very similar to Total War, for example, but they also operate a lot differently. Just because you see a lot of troops approaching each other in a forest or something like that, or in a field or whatnot, doesn't necessarily make the game the same. And this, of course, has some things that make it a little bit different, but I'm glad it's keeping the dream alive of those wonderful RTSs. Okay, so the Green Berets are still in cover. One thing I like about this game, too, check out how the artillery works, too, by the way. It's not necessarily a circle, but more of kind of like an oval shape. And we see here that there are enemy RAPTORIA artillery vehicles here, so we have some SPGs and also some cargo trucks, so 3 enemy artillery pieces. These are the 2 S3 RAPTORIA, and these have, I think, 250 millimeter. Wow, it's bigger than I thought. The vehicles that we just selected, by the way, back here are the American 203s, the M110A1 self-propelled howitzer, 203 millimeters of paint about to be dropped on from the other side of the map. So they're arming up right now with their howitzers getting ready to fire. Let's see if we can follow these rounds in. It takes them a while to fire. Let's see if they're actually firing now. Did I maybe need to do a right-click instead of left-click? Let's take a look here. Yeah, I don't see any rounds hitting, so let's right-click this time. Let's see, F for fire, right-click for HE. I believe these vehicles can also fire smoke, too, so it allows us to escape if we need to. We just need the Green Berets to hit a target and then probably exfil somewhere through the forests here. Really nice detail to the trees, too. Things look really good. A lot of little details that you don't quite get to see in these types of games because you're always so occupied on the larger sight of things. You want to be zoomed out and take a look. Oh! Looks like the artillery just fired. Saw a little flash of orange, but I don't know if that's trajectories that were being shown or if it was actual shells being flying through the air there. I don't know if these vehicles have fired yet. Doesn't even look to be like they're aiming. They are being supplied by the U.S. M3A2 cargo trucks. Let's go ahead and see what happens here when these giant artillery pieces get ready to fire. These vehicles are so huge, they take forever to fire. You'd have to hit a stationary target. These are only good for like towns or something like that. Are these guys actually going to fire now? Oh, I just heard some explosions. Oh, there we go. Rounds landing on target. Set up an ambush. We've received intel indicating enemy movements of an officer. The 110th Separate Communications Battalion along the road set up an ambush in the area of operation. Okay. Artillery, I think, needs a little bit of work. We hit the artillery pieces. It's just kind of hard to tell if they fired or where it was coming from. It'd be nice to be able to see it in the air. Maybe some trails or something like that. Smoke trails. All right, let's get the Green Berets back. And we need to set up that ambush. I like this type of mission, too. It really reminds me a little bit more kind of like, you know, World in Conflict a little bit. Like in, for example, European Escalation, the goal is kind of always the same for the most part in those missions. It's always like move here, do this, go there. But there's really not too much of a story as to why. There can be a cutscene beforehand, but usually it's just an overall mission. But this one's kind of developing nicely. I like the fact that Green Berets were already in position, ready to go, and they're going to cause some havoc behind enemy lines. So let's get some M72A1 Law Launcher ready. Of course, a 66mm RPG, for lack of a better term, that basically fires a heat round that can destroy enemy vehicles. We'll get an M60 up and running, M40, and the M16A1. And, of course, we'll sit up here and block whatever vehicle happens to come down that road. It could be an APC, such as BTR or BMP. Could also be a GAZ, a small Jeep equivalent. So we'll see exactly what happens. Looks like we got a lot of points at our disposal, but we can't call out anything at the moment. There does seem to be a command that's over here somewhere, hiding in Alpha. That's under our command. But, yeah, these M11... these M110A1s just are not going to be able to hit any targets if we have to get back with those Green Berets. So let's see, they're almost in the ambush position. Let's actually take a look at them. I've kind of just seen their symbol, but you got to get really close to take a really... Yeah, look at that. Oh, they're actually really nicely detailed. There's actually quite a bit of detail to these guys. Hold on, come out, come back out there, boys, from hiding. Transport's arriving. Hold on, before it does, I just want to see what these fellows are wearing. See how nice their uniforms are and whatnot. Come on out, boys. Let's see what you got. That transport's coming, though, but we'll take a look here in a second. 7 men in that squad. Nobody's died yet. It's really picky here with the zoom in and out, but you can get the picture there. There we go. Oh, yeah, that looks pretty accurate. Now, the cool thing about this game, too, is that if the guy with the M60 dies, if, for example, they, lose in a firefight a couple of men, or if a tank round happens to blow up half the squad and one of those guys happens to be the M60 operator, then they don't get to use the M60 anymore, which I find to be kind of unique. Okay, the UAZ 469 is coming down the road. Green Berets opening fire. Vehicle has been damaged. Assuming maybe the crew is bailed out to exchange fire. Nope. Looks like they've received the fire. Good job, boys. Evacuate. The enemy has become aware of our presence and is closing in on our position. Order the recon units to fall back to the evac zone ASAP. Use caution when moving through the forest. Enemy special forces have landed in the area and might attempt an ambush. Okay? Let's go ahead and go through here. Just as an FYI, too, if you're thinking about getting this game, you will have immediate access to what I'm doing and what other missions you may have seen on the channel. So if you've been on the fence about getting it and you're like, oh, I'll give it a try, keep in mind that Steam refund policy, too. You have about 2 hours to play a game on average before you return it if it's not for you. So just give it a shot. Download it. Try a couple missions. If it's not for you, you can always hand it back. But there's, I think, something to love about this. And it really makes me feel like I want to see more games like this. Call for support. Call for reinforcements from the 3rd Armored Division using the deployment points. Units are now available in the selection panel. So in other words, up here, we can now call in tanks. And it looks like M55, 1A1s, and M60. All right, we got some patents here ready to roll. Let's go ahead and call those boys in. Apparently, I'm just calling them in, but I don't get to choose where. Oh, looks like they're going there. That's interesting. Usually it gives you a silhouette to choose, such as this. There we go. Well, let's call out a bunch of these transporters. We're going to have to fight our way then to the enemy. Oh, there we are. Some ATGM Dragons to destroy enemy vehicles that might come through. What else do we have? Recon, yes. Let's get those going. Let's get as much recon up as possible. And let's see, maybe an anti-aircraft unit. And what else do we have? More riflemen. Don't know if we really need any more of these riflemen, but I guess we'll keep them at the HQ just in case the enemy tries to attack. Oh, wow, and there's an entire Cavalcade of Freedom coming through. A 4th of July parade, except in the middle of September. Units spawning in here and coming right into the battle. Wow, look at that. Good luck driving through all that. Ooh. Patents look nice. Oh, they really look good. Very nice. Okay. Let's keep on rolling.
Under your control.
Alright, so now those Green Berets should be approaching the evac zone. Although if the enemy's there, we want to be cautious. We might need to watch out for Spetsnaz forces or really anything that could affect those guys in battle. Look at all these vehicles spreading out. This looks cool. Ground looks a little barren here, though. I'd like to see a little bit more grain, but I think that just might be dependent on what field you're looking at. Some of them actually are occupied with grain. Yeah, like this one is occupied and you can see it. Very nice. Good touch.
Ready for battle.
Okay, let's get close in on whatever might be ahead of us. And wow, look at our forces here. We are going to rescue a few Green Berets. This is awesome. An entire army coming out of hiding in order to fight those Soviet forces now. Let's go ahead and get these guys unloaded. Unload is with you.
Standing by for your call.
Seems like it's not working.
Yes, sir. Waiting for your order.
Oh, this hotkey might not be working, or perhaps they're not unloading because it takes a second. Oh, yeah. Okay. So a little bit of time to unload. Okay, let's get all these troops deployed. And we'll push up with the riflemen. Is there a way to just attack move? I think if we just move, they'll be okay. So let's just use the attack function.
Here, sir.
Okay, more riflemen at our disposal. And we should have those ATGM troopers in there somewhere. Let's see where they might be. Ah, there they are.
Under your control.
Oh, they're just classified as riflemen. That's a little obnoxious. So these guys are actually ATGM Dragon Troopers. It'd be nice if they had a different symbol. It is good to designate the difference between U.S. riflemen and U.S. riflemen who are armed with ATGMs. There's a big difference there. So it'd be nice to know what they are. Alright, Soviet vehicles have got to be around here somewhere. We're going to try to ambush them with our recon and our tanks. Looks like our own recon has not spotted them on the southwest section. We'll continue towards the, I guess, west here with these tanks and then keep an open. There we go. We got something here. We got Strela spotted. Alright, boys. Stop and pop. Beautiful. Rounds landing here around the BMP-1. Enemy vehicle here that's going to attempt to fire an ATGM. Unless our vehicles happen to hit it first. M60 is doing a great job of laying down some pain. Not hitting any targets yet. These guys should be able to take a little bit of a beating. Let's get those artillery pieces on top of that enemy. Though I fear by the time they get a chance to shoot, the enemy's going to be gone. Or our tanks may be. Riflemen coming through with ATGMs. M113s are somewhat useless in this fight. They're only basically a tin can at this point. Several enemy vehicles destroyed. Strela anti-aircraft gun launchers on top. Basically missiles. Look at all that smoke. Love seeing that in these games. Okay, let's continue towards this position. Riflemen coming through now. Let's spread out, gentlemen. Ooh, wait a minute. T-55s have been spotted. Infantry, you go back this way. Riflemen, you stay put here. Spread out, please. Going to be a little bit out in the open, but it is a farm field. We really can't change that. Wow, decimation on the enemy forces. And artillery coming down on top of those positions as well to finish off whoever and whatever might be behind there. Good job. All right, let's get those XMs up here to escort the Green Berets out. And we have some more points to spend. Although I don't know what we can get at the moment.
Ready for battle.
Was there vehicles over here that we destroyed? I did see a few heading this way. Was there any that came over?
Got it.
All right, let's get all the way to the Green Berets so we can link up with them. Beautiful fire from the artillery. Keep in mind that artillery is more accurate whenever there's a recon unit nearby or if we have line of sight. So, as you can see, the closer to the vehicle, they become more accurate, and the closer to recon, they also stay pretty accurate too. Okay, seems like for the most part the Soviets are dealt with. I'm going to go ahead and fire on this position, thinking that maybe the enemy has some riflemen in this section of town. So we have pretty good reason to believe that the Soviets might still have troops inside there. So let's bring up 3 rifle squads this way. And we might need to escort the Green Berets back, so we may as well set up a defensive line and hold this position. I didn't read the whole story ahead of time, too, so sometimes there's like a little kind of qualifier that says, hey, U.S. troops are behind enemy lines, and there's additional tanks on the way to push forward into positions, etc., etc. So we just at least want to defend our position here. Looks like the M11 artillery is going to have to stop for now. Let's make sure they don't do anything. Look at all those M113s sitting around. Nice. Okay. Let's get those ATGMs spread out. I feel like the enemy might attack with a large number of tanks. And it looks like the artillery did a great job of hitting this position a little bit. Didn't want to have them hit it too long, but look at that. Multiple T-55s, BMPs, Strelas destroyed too. Right out here somewhere there was a large path of destruction leading out of that area. Nice. And a few hits on the village. Don't want to be too rude to it. M60s, we'll go ahead and get them Maybe up here.
Changing position.
And we'll be able to cut off both sides. Soviets could call out reinforcements from here and also inside the village. The Green Berets cannot die. We need to be very careful for what? Whoa! For whatever reason, there's only one guy left. Well, they must have spotted that guy. Oh wait,
Yes, sir.
the XM706s have been destroyed too. Wow, in a brief moment there was a firefight, but I don't know where.
Destination received.
You'd think two recon squads would be able to find him.
Get them word.
Rezedkas, Soviet special forces, basically taking out 2 vehicles and a handful of Green Berets. Wow, there's only one coming back now. I feel like a book is going to be written out of this. Holy crap. Kind of annoying that recon forces sometimes have trouble seeing other recon forces. I've noticed the recon in this game is a little kind of picky. I've flown around with, or not flown around with, but I've had ground forces next to vehicles that haven't been able to see them, and then they get killed by the vehicles. And I've also seen helicopters not be able to see, like, over a small hedge. Like, for example, if the helicopter's on this side and the enemy tank is on this side, they just can't even see it. Which is a little annoying. Alright, objective complete. Looks like the Green Berets got to where they needed to, or at least the Green Beret at this point. Just one Beret. Gren Beret is guy's name. Glenn Beret. The story of Glenn. Alright, good luck to you, dude. Alright, oh, looks like we got ourselves Soviet special forces everywhere. Nice. And rounds coming in on them. Hell yeah. Let them have it, boys.
I'm listening.
Pull that squad back. Holy crap, we got shredded there. Whoa. To be fair, it's multiple Motor Strelicky squads, but
Off we go.
M60s, let them have it. Let's get that VADS here as well. Reinforcements have arrived. Cobra helicopters are now at your disposal. Beautiful. Where are they? Oh, over here. Let's get the hell away from that tree line. Soviets might have something. Let's get the Green Berets down here. I wonder if we can move them into a transport really quick.
Ready for
Let me try to move up a transport here and see if we can meet up with them. And escort the Green Berets over here. And let's keep this recon unit somewhere nearby to open up on the Soviets. Are these riflemen inside this structure?
At your command, sir.
They will be now. Okay, looks like we have a helicopter there. That was probably meant actually for the exfil of the Green Berets, but we need to get them closer to our squads.
Sir.
Let's get those ATGMs standing by just in case the enemy tries to hit us with tanks. And please pin down those Soviets.
Copy that.
Let's go this way. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Alright, so the M551A1s are moving over here
Roger.
to the eastern side to support the riflemen. And we've got additional riflemen ready to push into the city. I do like in this game how sometimes you can lose a squad like we did earlier in just a very blink of an eye with multiple squads there. So it does show the importance to recon, but recon can be a little quirky, which of course is a little annoying. Let's get those Green Beret, the Green Beret. Hop in, boy. Time to get over there. And let's have the Cobras secure the area. And we've got a transport coming over, I suppose, to support as well. So the next objective might be to clear this city. It may be to counterattack enemy positions somewhere. We do have quite a lot of units on the field to do something that's fairly simple. Looks like we need to get the Green Beret on board. Let's see. Yep, it's literally one dude. You are the luckiest man in the world. Damn, look at that. There's smoke coming off of him. He came from the bowels of hell. Alright, let's go ahead and get him on board. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Let's see how the helicopter's details are. It's really hard to zoom into this game without going straight into the ground, but there she is. Looking real good. Alright, those troops are going to have to get on board. Don't want to risk the chopper. It's their only way out. Soviets still occupying the town. We could still send in multiple squads to clear them out. Let's get a little closer.
Move out. Always ready.
And we'll keep our M55s there. Luckily, we still have a full tank force.
Under your control.
And we still have our Green Beret. I believe if he was killed, that would have been mission over. So we got really lucky there. So find and destroy enemy artillery done. Set up the ambush where we destroyed that enemy commander done. Evacuation zone. We basically got there, but They wanted us to basically fly the chopper to here and then get out of there, but that's a little risky, I'd say. I think we want to be... If we would have done that, the enemy infantry inside the woods, there could be more squads, in fact, waiting there and watching us, so we definitely don't want to go any further that way. Which is why we have the Cobras around, and the enemy seems to have lost all their air support, too, or rather anti-air, so that's kind of nice. Let's get these squads into position.
Yes, sir. Waiting for your order.
Wish this game had a little bit more in terms of orienting the vehicles. It'd be nice if you could just click and hold to, you know, line up the vehicles in a line formation or a wedge formation or whatever. Look at how cool they look, though. Oh, that looks badass. One more over here. Nice. So they are kind of in a wedge formation right now. Oh, a victory! We won! All right. Oh, we could restart that too, but luckily that's all we needed to do. So that was a good job in destroying the enemy combatants here inside the town. Let's go back to that main menu. Whew! Alright, that was cool. So I like little missions like that. We don't necessarily always need to have a gigantic full-scale battle, but it'd be kind of cool if that map had several different parts to it. Like, you know, there's one mission where you got to get the Green Berets in there, then get them out, then there's a full-scale battle over the area. That way you'd be familiar with the territory, but in different ways. So, a group of riflemen eliminated by one Motor Streliki squad, and that Special Forces squad eliminating two of our little recon vehicles. But the Green Berets don't count as a loss, because we did get one back, and I guess they never die, they just regroup or something. I know that's for the Marines, but whatever. Anyway, our heavy artillery destroyed plenty of enemy vehicles, including a BMP. Green Berets scoring a kill on a UAZ. Some of our recon tanks destroying Strelas. M60s destroying BMPs and T-55s. And then a recon destroying infantry on infantry. And then a nice anti-aircraft unit destroying two enemy Motor Strelikis, too. Very nice. You can see the times in which they happened as well. Pretty cool. Alright. Well, let's take a look at some of the other battles here. So far, I've done behind enemy lines now, supply column, defense. Don't know if I've done Black Horse yet, but that's definitely something I'd like to come back and do. So show a little love, will you, to Cold War game? Go back and play War Game Red Dragon if you haven't. War Game European Escalation. War Game Air Land Battle. Play some Cold War game. Play Regiments. Also, give yourself a little bit of a try at World in Conflict. It may be a little older. But those are probably some of the best and most inspirational games that I've really deeply enjoyed in terms of their gameplay and story and the fact that it's just one of those Cold War gone hot scenarios. Alright, you guys are the best audience around. Thanks for your time today. Thanks for cheering me on. And thanks for supporting RTS games on the channel. I'll see you guys next time.